Hey, hello everybody, Jetuli Tamid here, and this is the Tamid Fluency Academy. In today's video, I want to teach you how to master simple past, especially simple past. But before we hit the roll jack, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and turn the bell on. Becoming a fluent speaker takes time and effort because it is a cognitive process. And I can tell you that no grammar books, reading, writing, or listening will take you there. It is an experience that can only be achieved by talking. And if you want to try, please go to italki.com/JetulioTamid and book a trial lesson. For those who don't know me yet, I'm an English teacher, but I've been speaking English for a long time, and I'm also a psychoanalyst, and here we go. Storytelling is one of the most fascinating things in humanity because it paints a picture, especially about the past. And this happens because we are all the time telling stories. We are telling stories internally to ourselves. This is what we call narrative. We tell stories to our friends, family members, or even if you are sitting on the park bench waiting for your bus, like in Forrest Gump, you're certainly telling stories, and those stories can be told referring to yesterday, last weekend, or last year. And if you don't master the past tenses, your story might be confusing to the listeners. But if you know how to use that tense very well, your story is going to be powerful, clear, and meaningful. Not many B students know how to tell between the past simple and the continuous. And today, I want to help you master the secrets to perfect storytelling. Let's first get it started with the simple past. The first thing you got to bear in your mind is that the simple past is the core, or I may say the backbone of English, and certainly one of the most important tenses because it is used much more often than the continuous form. Let's think about a movie. I love movies. Do you like movies? Yeah. And then when we think about scenes, like there is a scene 1, there is a cut, scene 2, there is a cut, scene 3, there is another cut. Sometimes you have 4 scenes, 5 scenes. It all depends on the direction of the movie. But some directors like to make 3 cuts, 4 cuts, the maximum in order to put the pieces of the puzzle together and create a logical sequence for you to understand, or for you to get confused and understand just later on. Now let's think about a famous Elvis Presley song which can provide us a perfect example for a story in 3 acts. The name of the song is Return to Sender. He sings, I gave a letter to the postman. He put it in his sack, but in early next morning, he brought my letter back. So the first part here, he says that he gave a letter, cut. Then he put it in his sack, cut. And then the letter was brought back, or the letterman. I know, before you throw stones at me, yes, before you throw the book at me, I know that a letterman, I made a mistake, okay? A letterman is a person who has been given a letter, a prize in the shape of the first letter. I'm reading the Cambridge Dictionary. Yes, it's in the name of a high school, college, or university given to a student for achievement in sports and after worn on their jacket. Okay, it's the postman. I meant the postman. And in today's English, we usually say a mail carrier. Okay, here we go. Brought the letter back. Finished. That's the story. This is the storytelling mode. When you're telling a story, you can say, first I did this, then I did that, then I did that again. That's the sequence. We must use the simple past for that. So the song won't stop there because in the next part, after the chorus, he says, so then I dropped it in the mailbox and sent it special D. But in early next morning, he came right back to me. Now, let's take a look and have a quick review about the structure of the simple present. For the regular verbs, all you need to do is just add ed at the end of the verb. Like in the verb to entertain. Elvis Presley was a great entertainer. So it's going to be entertained. So we can say that somebody who loves Elvis Presley and, an Elvis Presley cover, he entertained the crowd singing an Elvis Presley song. But for the negative form, you will need an auxiliary verb, and that is did, plus not, which becomes didn't, and the main verb will return to its original form. So you can say, I am not quite confident, but I think that he didn't really entertain the crowd singing Elvis. And as for the question form, all you got to do is to place did at the very beginning of the sentence, and the main verb will continue in its base form. Did he really entertain the crowd? I don't think so. So a rule of thumb here is that you shall never say he didn't entertain the crowd, because you have didn't in the sentence. So the verb has to be in the base form. Okay, so in the next video, I'd like to explore the past continuous with you, because if I do it right now, you might get confused, and I don't want to confuse you. And just remember, you don't need tons of lessons to learn something or to relearn, if I can use this verb, obviously. And that's it. That's all for today. Thank you once again. See you next time. Bye-bye.